This happened about 2 years ago. It's something I've only told one other person. Pic is of the town. It's shit for a reason explained later. B Canuck, Vancouver area. B19 with a fresh PIL and ability to legally drink. Plan a trip up north. Dad tells me about an old abandoned mining town that his friend worked at in the 60s. Gives us location. Decide to bring native bro from high school. We both own guns. Ask my dad if I can borrow his all-wheel drive Honda Passport from the 90s. He accepts. Bro brings SVT 40. I bring SMLE number 1, MK3. Drive past Kamloops by about 200 kilometers. Takes about 2 days of driving. Spend one uneventful night at abandoned trailer park. Eventually find ourselves on back roads using ancient maps that Dad provided. Modern maps and GPS don't have the roads on record. Clearly old logging roads, not used for at least a few years. Eventually reach Old Town. Desolate as fuck. A few collapsing wood buildings. Starting to get light, but light enough to snap a few pics. Brought old Nikon FM2 because I didn't want to risk my digital. Bro and I set up camp next to car, an open semi-gravel area. Use wood from old buildings as firewood. Gets dark. Cook a few cans of bean and some salmon that native bro caught a few days before. Out comes the beer. Head to tent mildly inebriated, decided to go in the woods the next day. Late night / early morning. Hear multiple human footsteps outside. Probably just native bro. Go back to sleeping on. Realize native bro is sleeping next to me about 5 minutes later. Wake bro up quietly. Both grab rifles and open tent. Nothing there. Go back to sleeping on, probably just a dream. Agree with bro and sleep. Wake up next morning somewhat early. Native bro already awake, making breakfast. Frying god-tier canned sardines. Anon, it wasn't a dream. Takes a minute for mine to remember. Bro points out multiple boot tracks into campsite. Not ours for sure. I'm visibly more creeped out than native bro. Native bro grew up on shitty reserve, seen some shit. Decide we'll lock our gear in the car. Both of us want to investigate. Consult map. Go into woods with day packs of limited food, water, and first aid. Oil lamps and flashlights as well. We each have a reasonable amount of ammo. 40 rounds of new production PRVI, 174GR FMJ 303. Bro has a couple of X54R stripper clips in his coat pocket. Start moving in the direction of the footsteps. Native bro is a good hunter / tracker, but loses the trail about a mile in. Decide to continue in the direction of the tracks anyways. Creeped out at this point. Native bro is pissed that he lost the tracks. Hike about 5 miles. Find some more abandoned stuff. Starts getting dark. Realize we got carried away. And realize it would be unwise to head back. Eat some cold beans since we don't want to attract attention with a fire, and then sleep. Wake up in the middle of the night to whispering. Takes a minute for eyes to adjust to low light. Look over at sleeping native bro. Realize there's 2 black-cloaked figures over him. One is touching his face. They're talking in English, but not audibly. Just about shit myself. SMLE is across my lap. Flip off safety as quietly as I can. One of them starts reaching for bro's SVT next to him. Raise rifle to my hip slowly, pointing it in their general direction. Fire off the first shot. Thor's hammer.png. The fuckers see me rise up while working the bolt and run. They start screaming like you would expect someone getting their eyes ripped out to. Native bro practically shits himself and gets down. Mad minute into the forest. Takes us about a minute of frantically throwing our gear together to get out. Panic and start running in a random direction. Get caught up running through brush. Native bro and I are somewhat fit. Both in army cadets since we were young. Run for a good 20 minutes. Stop to catch our breath. Anon, what the fuck? Explain what happened to bro. He looks horrified. More than usual. Tells me about some cult that committed crimes on his reserve. Says RCMP couldn't do anything since it was native land. Linked to disappearances and child abuse. Reserve is maybe 200 kilometers from us. Nobody ever convicted. When our nerves calm, we consult our maps and compass. Realize there's a clearing near us and use that to investigate. Forego lights in favor of quiet movement. Move slowly for about 6 hours. Periodic map and compass checks. Tired as fuck when we arrive at the tree line near the camp. Despite being dark, we realize there's movement in our camp. 3 hooded figures and what seems to be a man with a deer's head trying to get into the car. Hands are shaking, mom spaghetti. Start moving down the hill, not paying attention because of no sleep. Foot catches root, crash and roll downhill. Fettuccine Alfredo.jpg. Cut up and bruised, but otherwise I'm fine. All 4 of them are screaming and moving towards me, unaware of native bro still being in the tree line. Deer head leader is naked, cock flailing everywhere. He's about 10 feet away from me. Realize he's got a fucking hatchet. Realize I won't be able to raise my SMLE in time. I am going to die here. .gif. Make my peace with the God Emperor, and 2 shots ring out in rapid succession. Deer man drops his hatchet, clutches his chest, pulls one leg up, and fucking drops. Hooded figures hesitant, now that their leader just took some Soviet glory to the chest. Pick myself up and raise SMLE. Sort of aim at the middle of the 3 and fire. What I assume to be a hip shot drops him. He's screaming like a motherfucker. At this point, native bro is next to me. Out of what I suppose was pure anger, one of them charges us with a long knife, maybe a short sword. Native bro and I both fire a shot. We both hit him. Practically goes limp instantly. Last remaining uninjured fucker tries dragging his injured friend off. I'm hesitant to shoot since they're backing off, but native bro shoots the uninjured one in the head. He keeps moving for about half a second before dropping. We check the bodies, realize that Deerman was just a guy wearing the head of a deer. X-54R blew his chest open, blood and mashed organ everywhere. Last 2 were dead as fuck. Old rounds that really mash organs and bone. Last guy remaining alive is pleading for his life. Realize he's not pleading with us. Screaming into the sky about some sort of strangely named deity / god / whatever. Can't remember it for the life of me. Anon, we can't let him live. Realize native bro is right. Threat of cult coming after us, or police finding out, is too great if he lives. Don't want to do it. Offer SMLE to native bro. He simply nails down and slits the guy's throat. Whispers something for Sierra. We pick up as much of our brass as we can, pack up the car, and get the fuck out. Light out by the time we get on a main road. Adrenaline dying down. Realize that I just killed someone. Break down in the car and cry like a bitch. Pull over and have a bro talk about it. Tells me we did it in self-defense. Feel like there's more to it for him. Sober up and continue on the road. We take it easy and stay at motels the rest of the way back. End up eating at the White Spot in Hope. Completely silent over the meal. Realize how hungry I am. Barely ate twice on the way back. Remainder of the ride back is spent in complete silence. Drop native bro off at his apartment in North Van. We exchange an awkward silence and a few smiles. He hugs me for some reason. Call it gay if you want, but I needed that shit. Get back home, lock bedroom door, keep loaded SMLE next to bed. Sleep for the better part of a day and a half. Meet up with dad to return car. Remember what native bro said about Sierra. Turns out she was bro's older sister who was kidnapped as a kid. Ended up an alcoholic and druggie. Hanged herself when she was 16. Shipwrecks. Asked dad why town was abandoned. Well, Anon, the mine dried up and many of the residents resorted to illegal industry to make a living. Ask specifics. Said he doesn't know. He'll ask his friend who lived there. Friend died 6 months later of lung cancer. Never had the chance to ask him. Even more frustrating than the nightmares is not knowing what the fuck happened. Can't seem to find the town or the town's name online. And I've since wanted to go back with a larger group. Probably going to wait a few years though. Pic related, it's some of my guns. I still own that damn SMLE.